Make sure I share this on
Okay,
post.
welcome everybody in. We got a nice special pregame show. Got my boy Lawrence from IBT Sports. This is the Red, White, and Bills pregame show. Lawrence, thanks for coming. For those of the people that don't know you, why don't you tell us what IBT Sports is about, man?
IBT Sports is a branch off of IBT Network. Kind of see the logo in the thumbnail. Let's see. There we go. I just wanted to make sure I had the YouTube up. But IBT Sports is an extension of IBT Network. Went to college in Bloomsburg University, and I pretty much became brothers with these three guys from Philadelphia. Really close. I consider them family, and we had the idea to start something together. And we kind of came up with this media company, and it started off as a podcast, and it started to branch off to other mediums in media. And here we are. We got the sports network that's going on within it. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's good looks. They do a lot of everything. Go check them out. I dropped their link in the description. They do a great job. Go check them out. So, Lawrence, I got to ask you, how you feeling? How about last week? We'll let you go first.
Oh man, the Saints is in a crazy position right now. I got to watch them from 2017. I was hoping they would win the Super Bowl in the last 4 years, 5 years, and they came up short pretty much every year. And I knew the inevitable was coming with Drew Brees, the post Drew Brees era. I got to watch him since I was a fan in 2006, and here we are. We got quarterback mayhem. We had got Jameis Winston, lost Jameis Winston while the Saints were 5-2, and now we're at this point in Week 12 in the 2021 season. I got Trevor Siemian as quarterback. If you
Yeah.
told me to bet $500 on it that I would lose Jameis Winston, I probably wouldn't have took the bet. But I think the Saints are in a crazy predicament. I think it's a good one though. It's gonna really put a lot of pressure on the defense. And that kind of showed from last week too. Is Philly put up 40 points on the Saints? The Saints defense was on the field all game. It's really difficult to win a game like that, and I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
sure you
absolutely.
know that too. So,
Yeah.
but with the Saints, I think they're in a unique position right now. Got I'm really blessed that we got Sean Payton, because if we had any other head coach, I would fully 100% pack the season in. I'm about 70. I'm about 75% right now of packed
No,
in.
I hear you.
So we'll see.
Yeah, Payton's an incredible coach. Well, Saints and the Bills are in I say, very similar situation. You guys are sitting at 5-5. We're sitting at 6-4, both in second place in our division. The season's very much not over. Got a couple big games left, and looking back at the game that we played against Indianapolis Colts, Lawrence, it was weird because whenever the Colts offense went out there, it's like they were going against nobody. There was no defensive players out there. You know,
Right.
it was just I think one guy, Ed Oliver, was the only dude that I could notice that made some noise. He was breaking through the line, and the crazy part was they had him out there for only 40% of the snap, and he was in there wreaking havoc every time he got in. And then you got dudes get in the interior getting bullied off the ball. Jonathan Taylor's just like, okay, you're gonna commit to one side. There's that hole, and we could not stop Jonathan Taylor, and they made the number one defense look terrible. Now it seems like the world's ending. The sky's falling for most Bills fans, but like you guys, we're sitting in a position now where we control our own destiny. We got to earn it if we want it.
Right.
We got Pats twice this month. And then this is a real test for the team. You got punched in the face so hard. The culture was saying, "Oh, the locker room's somber." Everyone's angry. Now it's time for the coaches to take these guys and get them ready for the next game. A short week against a tough opponent. And granted, whatever record is, you guys are beating good teams, even with Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
So you're not a team to be taken lightly, in my opinion. And our teams are basically animals backed in a corner right now, in my opinion. And when an animal's backed in the corner, they're dangerous. So I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a good game.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that I didn't really picture. I was kind of looking at the schedule, and I had this game circled, just because it's a good test to see. All right. Obviously, the Saints have the number for Tom Brady. They beat him 3 times.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, they beat him 3 times so far since
Yep,
he's been
since
there,
he's been there.
and like that's a good test. But then you got people saying Bills Super Bowl, Josh Allen's on fire to start the season off. So as soon as the schedule came out, I said, "Oh yeah, I can't wait for this game." Man, it's Thanksgiving, but I didn't picture both the teams being 5-5 on losing streaks coming into this game. So I think, like you said, I think it's a must win game for both sides, which is going to make for a great one. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny because you know I said this to a few people. I think a reason why a lot of Bills fans are up in arms right now is because the fans set a Super Bowl or bust expectation on this team. Granted that's the main goal, and they can achieve that goal. But then when you drop Week 1 against Pittsburgh in a flat game, then everyone's already saying like, "Oh well, I wasn't expecting to lose that game, so now we're already in a bind." Then you
right,
dropped a close one to Tennessee, you lose to Jacksonville, now you get blown out by Indianapolis. But in my opinion, it's more of it's disappointing, but this is still the same team that they thought would win the Super Bowl contending. They just have to like the Chiefs. They went through a rough patch, right? And
yeah,
now they're back being the talk of the town, by the media. New England's on a win streak. It can happen to anybody. You can lose 3 games in a row, but it's how you respond, and you got to do it at the right time. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to be 6-4 at this time, but
hmm
still got 7 games left, and I didn't expect
yeah.
you guys to be 5-5, but this is where we are right now, and you know, um, so I got to ask you, when you look at the Buffalo Bills, who's give me a player on besides Josh Allen? We'll say besides Josh Allen, who's a player on offense and a player on defense that you're just like, damn, I don't want to play that guy.
Um, my thing is gonna be I'm gonna need the big dog, the $100 million man to guard up. He's gotta handle Diggs. Diggs will make you pay. We got a history. I think it might get a little chippy because I feel like he might snicker some things under his breath as he gets his catches, saying I ended your Super Bowl hopes in
Yeah,
18 and 17. So I think Lattimore, I think Lattimore follows him the entire game. I don't think he can afford to let anybody else. Bradley Roby, PJ Williams, we need 100% of the snaps. Lattimore on Diggs, no matter where he's at, travel with him. So offense, I'm gonna say Diggs. Defense, I'm gonna say two people because I think they need more respect. Is to say both the safeties.
oh
Um,
yeah,
and they're really Micah Hyde and you got Poyer, and it's just like those two guys. They play so well together. They're like Siamese twins almost. Like you can't really you gotta if one is having a bad game, it means that the other one's gonna have a bad game too. So if they're both playing well, it's gonna be difficult to get the ball down the field, push the ball down the field. Now I think I could see the Bills loading the box and saying Trevor Simeon beat us. I could see that happening because we really don't have any receivers. No receiver has stepped up this season. So I think that's gonna be the two sides that I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna say both of your safeties, and then Diggs.
yeah. I,
So
I like I like that because I feel that Hyde and Poyer are slept on tremendously. Not by Bills fans, but like by most people from the outside. So to hear you say that they're 2 people that you're really keying in on, because I mean, Jordan Poyer got snubbed from the Pro Bowl last year, and he's playing at that level again this year. And the way the secondary works, they're so in sync. All they got to do is look at each other, and it seems like they got that mind to mind connection, kind of like the Siamese twins, like you said.
right.
It's just incredible what this secondary can do. But
Hey,
yeah,
what's up, Owen?
I
Owen said he was saying what's up in the chat. Go Bills.
oh, what's up, Owen? That's right, go Bills, baby. But yeah, when I flip the coin on you, it all becomes who's actually going to be injured. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But on offense, obviously, if he's playing, obviously it's going to be AK, because he could beat you 2 different ways in the receiving game, and he's kind of like he's not as bulky as Jonathan Taylor, but he can break off those runs like Jonathan Taylor can, and he's incredible in the receiving game.
Right.
So if he's playing, that make me nervous because after what happened last week, nobody wanted to step up and make a play, and nobody wanted to tackle. So definitely AK on offense. And then, if he's not playing, I know your tight end's out, but I like Callaway. I remember you mentioned him in the beginning of the year, and I picked him up in fantasy. You said he's my sleeper. He said pick him up, and he's had some good games, but he's got with the limited weapons with injuries, he'll be basically probably be on Trey White. But the thing is, Trey White doesn't travel. We play a zone strictly, so
Right.
If you can get him in open space and getting in those soft zone coverages, he could definitely make some plays. And on defense, I've always loved Cam Jordan. He's a dog. I know he's getting up. He's probably a little bit older now in his 30s, right?
Yeah, it's about, I think, 33, I think, right now,
Yeah.
33, 34.
But here's the thing. This offensive line, man, we got
the same thing for us too. Like we're potentially gonna miss our Pro Bowl tackles, Armstead and Ramczyk, for this game. We're gonna probably have. I think they're gonna have to force this one of the centers to play guard. We got two centers that rotate in the game.
So, really?
Yeah, so like the Saints are like probably 6 linemen deep when they're fully healthy, and they rotate those guards as Andrews Pete, and you got Ruiz from Michigan, and then you got Eric McCoy. And Eric McCoy, Ruiz, they switch guard center sometimes. So I got those guys on the inside, but the outside is just no telling right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with our offensive line issues, we have our tackles healthy, but they haven't played nearly as we talked about this in the last pod. I don't know what happened to Deion Dawkins. He's been incredible since we drafted him, and I don't know how long lasting the COVID effect has on someone, but I'm not the only one. A lot of people notice his play just fell dramatically. Last year he was basically lock. He maybe gave up 2 sacks last year, and you could always count on Josh being protected. And then Darrell Williams, he was so good at tackle last year, we signed him a new contract. And then now when he plays tackle, he gets beat so quick, and then now he plays guard. So, our offensive line is in shambles too. I don't believe we get our starting right tackle back this week. But a bright spot of who we get back is our true one tech, Star Lutulele.
Yep.
I don't want to say, going back to last game, that one player can make a difference, but he's the type of one tech that he'll fight double teams and he'll push through, and he can move the line of scrimmage with that, whereas his replacements just got blown up 3 yards off the ball.
Right. And I think a lot of people, when they view games, they don't see that. Like you mentioned, if you mention to most people on one tech, they're not going to understand what you're talking about. You feel me? So that it makes it easier for what's your guy? I think his name's Edmonds.
Yeah, he was out too.
Yeah, so it makes his job easier. It makes Ed Alvarez's job easier. All the entire defense becomes way easier when he's there. So
and that's the thing. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, someone got to step up. Like, you can't just if he's gone, you can't just be like, oh, we're screwed. Right. It's always next man up. That, and it was just. I don't want to say that they wouldn't have scored a lot, but like they were 8 for 12 on third down. Jonathan Taylor carried 32 times for 180 yards. He wouldn't have had that much of a game, but
right.
Just the way Star plays, he's so good. And Ed Oliver, he's amazing. He's a dog at D tackle. But he's on the light side. He's about 285. So when Star gets the doubles and Ed gets one-on-ones all the time, and then he could always beat the one-on-one.
Yeah, and I was gonna say Ed is more finesse.
Yeah,
and everything like that too. So
So when those two are playing inside together, it's a totally different team. And missing your middle linebacker, AJ Klein, he was on your team. He's not bad at all. I like him.
And we wanted. I wanted him back too. It was I believe it was keep him or Alex Anzalone, and they ended up keeping him. And then Anzalone is on the Lions now, and everything like that. I wanted Klein because Klein actually made tackles.
Yeah, I think he's a vicious tackler. I think he brings a tenacity to the defense. But at the same time, Tremaine Edmonds, he's 6'5", 240 pounds. His arms are super long. And that game against Tennessee, there was a couple of times he hit Henry so hard that Henry stood up and was like, and that's a big boy. Like, what I
Right.
mean? So when you're missing someone like him, and I also think because we ran the 4-2 nickel the whole time, and I think if Tremaine wasn't hurt, you could put Klein out there and run with three linebackers.
Right.
But they stay with the nickel because they're like, well, Teron Johnson's he's like a mini linebacker hybrid type corner, nickel corner. But then if you didn't have Tremaine, you got to put a 4-string linebacker out there, and then you're just like, at that time, I think it wouldn't have been a better option. So I mean, missing people is key. And speaking of injuries, who's about your injury report? Who's definitely out? Who was up in the air that you know of? And
I said that right now. I got hope that everybody's gonna be there, but in the air right now is you got obviously Jameis Winston's gone. Adding Troutman. Troutman has been playing atrocious.
yeah,
He just had a decent game last week, but on Sunday, but he's been really, really killing us. He killed us in the Tennessee game. Like if you run the tape back, he has crucial penalties on third down, 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1. He's jumping off sides. He has
yeah,
holdings. So
can't have that.
he had a good Sunday, but here he is now. He got hurt in the game. He's out for a month and a half now. So
Wow.
that's gonna be big for Jawan Johnson. He's a hybrid like wide receiver tight end from
Oh,
Oregon.
nice.
I think it's his 2nd or 3rd year with the Saints. And I'm excited for him to get opportunities because he's a big target, and when the ball goes to him, he has strong hands and everything. So I think it's gonna be. I'm excited to see what Sean Payton does with Troutman being out. And then you obviously got Michael Thomas is out. Teron Armstead is a question mark. Ryan Rimchek, both Pro Bowlers, and AK and Mark Ingram is out. Potentially.
So AK and Ingram are for sure out, or they're
AK is more leaning to the out. And then Ingram got hurt in the game. I think last Sunday. So I think it's gonna be really telling. I think it's gonna be another opportunity for Tony Jones. He just got back. He's a rookie. He's the reason they let Latavius Murray go.
okay.
Because they really like. I think Sean Payton really liked him through camp and everything. I don't know. I can't really explain who he runs like. I don't know. Like he's electric. He's quick and stuff. Gets downhill, can catch passes and everything. And then who else we got at running back? Then we got Dwayne Washington. He's a special teamer. Has been with the Saints for like 3 years. So that right now is the injury report. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is on IR. All I'm hoping for is Davenport to be there. If Davenport is there and Cam Jordan is there, that means that we have an opportunity to get to Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say those two. I totally forgot about Davenport. He's a beast too.
Yeah, Davenport isn't on the report. I checked this morning and I was like, thank goodness, because he's like kind of the offset of what Cam Jordan is. Cam Jordan he's power. He's like a balanced DN. He doesn't really do one thing better than the other. He does everything well, and then Davenport is more bull rush, and he's quick. So definitely need him out there. What about you? What's going on with you with injury reports?
So far, it's just Tremaine's been limited the whole week, so he's definitely going to be playing Thursday, and then Cole Beasley's been ribs for the last 3 weeks, so it looks like he may have tweaked it a little bit last game, but you notice it in his play too, like Beasley gets the ball and then he always makes those extra moves and takes those hits, and like the week before last, he would catch it and then just go right down, and then he was like he didn't want to take those extra hits, but in my opinion, it's just like at that point, rest up, like sit this week out and give someone like Gabe Davis more playing time, and because you want to think of the long haul, like you plan on making the playoffs, and Cole Beasley's he's a huge safety blanket. He can get you 12, 13 receptions at any time, you know what I mean, and he can make 2 yards into 5 yards into 6 yards. So if I was the coach, I'd be like, hey, if you're not 100%, especially with ribs, you're not playing. As much as you want to, and I respect that he wants to. I respect the toughness, but at the same time, you got to think like what's his name? JPP was playing with a torn rotator cuff.
Yeah, and now he's damaged.
Yeah, so it's commendable, but then then you're gonna turn on to JJ Watt every year. You're gonna tear your shoulder out, and then You just got to get right. But yeah, and then you got the COVID list stuff. That's so confusing to me, all that. So because they don't
Yeah.
tell you who's vaccinated and who's not.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
as of right now, Star already missed 2 games. So Star should be back Thursday unless he tested positive again. And then Spencer Brown, the right tackle, I highly doubt he'll be playing because he only missed 1 game. And I know for sure he's not vaccinated. You can tell by his social media platforms. He's kind of outspoken that way, if you know what I
Right.
mean.
Right.
And but also we had some good news. A rookie, Marquez Stevenson, we drafted him basically as like for his return abilities, but he's a wide receiver. He just got off IR, and he's practiced this week so far. And they asked Sean McDermott, "Hey, what's the status on him playing this week?" They said anything's possible at this point, to be honest with you.
Right.
And then John Feliciano, who's not good at all at left guard, will be back. He's been practicing, so we'll see if will be playing too. But he's been underwhelming this year also. And that's basically it. The COVID list. That's what I got to keep an eye out for. I'm almost positive Brown's out for sure with COVID, and then we'll see if he plays Feliciano after being on IR for 4 weeks. So, which I don't think they might not.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, but you
I
might see
think
what you saw against the Colts out there.
I think
Offensive
this
line
game.
wise.
I think this game, man. I don't really say it a lot. I probably said it last year for the Falcons. I think this game, we see Taysom Hill.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, how do
I
you
think
feel
we
about Taysom
really.
Hill in general? Before we talk about something later, how do you feel about him in general?
I love Taysom Hill because, like, he embodies like how my philosophy for when I played is. There's not anything that you can't tell me I can't do something.
Right.
Like if you need me as a running back to be, if you need, I'm labeled as a running back, but I train the whole time as a receiver. So when I go to receiver, I could do anything. I can pass block, run block, pass pro from running back, block for another running back if they're running the ball my way if I'm at receiver. So like to see those type of players, like even a Debo Samuel, like
Oh yeah.
I think people they're starting to like appreciate those guys. Those are like true football players because you can get them the ball and they can make plays. But Taysom Hill, I really enjoy the position he's in right now, but I don't know about him as a full-time starter as a quarterback. I think right now is like what is there to really to lose at this point. Trevor Siemian is completing. He just got over 50% for his passing this week. Like every week has been under 55%. It's been really poor. He's passing almost 40 times a game, 35 times a game, and you can't reach 60. I need 60 from you, or we're not gonna win. We're not even gonna get close to winning games.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's
So
tough. Like 50%. Like I mean, unless you got JT, Carson Wentz went 11 for 20, and
right.
and he didn't have to do nothing. But no, I hear you, dude. And to move off of this game, what's your prediction? Oh wait, before I do that, we got to talk about where you think that we can expose you, offensively and defensively.
Offensively, um, offensively, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be the run game because the Saints do pretty well despite last week against the Eagles, letting them 200 plus. That's gonna be an outlier for the Saints this season. But I would say just containing Diggs. I think he's gonna get those timely plays. If we can stop those timely plays in the defensive pass interference, because he's gonna try to draw those. That's what the best receivers do anyway. They try to draw those to make it easier on the offense and get the ball down the field quicker. But I think it's just containing Diggs. I think with the Saints defense, it's set up for a lot of offenses. Because
Right.
you just like you said, they run the you said I think it was 4-2 nickel.
Yeah, we basically we switched up a little bit, but mainly we're a 4-2 nickel.
Right. So we're in big nickel.
Mm.
So that extra like sometimes a linebacker comes out and then you got Chauncey Gardner Johnson, Malcolm Jenkins, and you have Marcus Williams. You got three safeties on the field.
Yeah.
And two of those can guard up with people. So I think it's really unique to like have that on the defense. And I think that's gonna be big in this game too. But yeah, weaknesses I think on offense is definitely the for you guys is containing Diggs. I think that's going to be the toughest thing for us. And then strengths. Um, that's a weakness for our offense.
Yeah, like how do you think that we can beat you on like our offense can beat your defense, and how our defense can beat your offense?
Your defense being our offense, so that'd be the weakness. I already hit the your guys' offense part of it. So your defense being our offense, I think it comes down to turnovers. And I think what Sean Payton has done, he's done a good job. Is protecting the quarterbacks all season. He protected
Right.
Jameis Winston. Everybody was, why is he passing the ball 15 times? Well, he's 11 for 15 and he has 3 or 4 touchdowns. I'm not gonna complain about it.
Right.
And then he slowly opens the playbook more and more. You kind of see that with Trevor Siemian too. The Bucks game, he tried to just get him through that, and then week by week, he started to take money plays down the field. And I think he started enough now. This is his 4th game, getting ready to start, and I think it's time to open it up a little bit more, take chances, but obviously be smart about it at the same time. So
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be turnovers. If you guys make us commit turnovers, it's gonna be tough to come back. Because that all you guys' offense, you got one of the most elite quarterbacks in the league right now. So it's gonna be tough to keep giving him the ball and then actually asking our defense to stop him. So
Right. I like that there. Funny stat before I go on. In the games that we lost, the 4 games, we only forced 3 turnovers. In the 6 games we won, we forced 21. So there's the stat for you. When we can't turn the ball over, or our defense doesn't get turnovers, it hasn't worked out. I mean, I don't think that's like, obviously it's kind of obvious. You got to get, if you get more possessions, you can score more. I just
right.
thought it was funny. It's like the wins, you got 21 total turnovers, and the losses, you only got 3 total. But hey, before I continue, guys, like and share the video. Let everybody know. Share it on Facebook. Let everybody know so they can come in here. I'm going to go on to what I think you guys got to do. I know you guys are riddled with injuries. It's tough at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But, basically people say the script is out. You just got to run the ball on us. And I feel like besides the game against Henry and besides the game against the Colts, we did pretty good in the run defense. However, if you got the offensive line, so if your all pro tackles are there and you could scheme right like the Colts did, then I think you could take advantage of that. And then if we play the zone, so there's going to be those they play kind of like Levi Wallace and Trey. They're phenomenal, but they kind of give you some space.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's not the fastest corner. So if you got a quick guy on the outside and you just run some crossovers and stuff inside the field, you'll beat him every time. But he'll make the tackle, but you'll get a reception. So
Right.
You got to take what we give you. That's really what it comes down to, because if I'm a quarterback, I don't want to be throwing Poyer, Hyde, Tre'Davious White deep, because they're elite at the game. That's those 3 right there. I mean, Levi's good. He's not elite, but he's really good corner. I like him a lot. But Trey White's elite, Poyer's elite, Hyde's elite. So if the ball's in a position, they're gonna ball hawk it. So I'd say for your offense against our defense, try to establish the run. I know AK might not be playing. I know Ingram might not be playing, but establish it the best you can. Maybe even screen passes to mimic a run, and then those middle of the field plays. I mean, Tremaine, he might be back, but he's still on a hamstring, so he might not be as quick. So you might be able to take advantage in the middle of the field there. And then, so it'd be your offense, no, your defense. Okay. So what our offense needs to do is, number 1, to block. Because the thing about Josh, he's absolutely elite. But how can you expect someone, because they like to throw like Stephen A. You pay this man $300 million and you lose to the Jags? It's like, I get that. But when you have absolutely no protection, as soon as you hike the ball, you can't even look at your second read because you got 3 dudes in your face.
Right.
It comes to the point where it's like, how do you expect anyone to, like I told you last pod, if he wasn't as athletic and agile as he was, he's been sacked 15 times this year. He would have been sacked 40 already, in my opinion.
Right.
So, it's all about giving them time. And I was watching some film back, and some of the stuff, it's like the offensive coordinator, he ran some good things like boot passes and zone that turned into a pass where like the line's running that way and then the pass is this way, so it's confusing the defense. So he buys them another second or two, but then he goes away from it. And we talked about stubbornness for coordinators last pod, so it's like it holds true every week. They just want to keep doing what they want to do, and then they're like, oh, that works, so let's try something else. And then, oh, this didn't work again, so we're just going to keep with it. And we're already losing, so whatever. So definitely, if you guys can get through the offensive line and Josh has no time, turnovers are likely to happen because at that point he's going to force the ball. And I mean any quarterback would, but if he's got time, he's gonna, especially after last week, after the poor performance, he's gonna want to light the ball, throw the ball down the field deep. But if you have no time, that's how you guys can capitalize. And we're not gonna. I want to see Breida though. Breida and Singletary, because Breida was 5 for 51 last game. He's so quick. Singletary's got that finesse, and Moss has just been, in his minimal carries, his vision doesn't seem like it's right, and he's just he sees the hole and he just runs into the back of the lineman. Last game against the Colts, there was a couple holes in his 3 carries that he got. And instead of hitting the hole, he just kept trying to go through the tackles and the guards, and he was 3 for 5. So, I think Breida's earned more touches, absolutely. But I don't think we're going to run too much on you guys, especially from how good your run defense has been. But I think if taking a book from Jalen Hurts, if you can run with Josh Allen a little bit, I don't like to do that because I don't want to get my franchise quarterback hurt. But
I think what Dennis Allen, bro, I cannot see Dennis Allen not blitzing. If he sits back and just relaxes the whole, I don't think he will though, because I don't know, like watching the games when he plays against like the Tom Brady's, like people that are elite, he's flipping them off. Like I'm gonna put pressure on you all game.
Yep.
So like that's what I like to see during these games because it's gonna make. I just hope the Saints can get some takeaways. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man. Like you said, it's
still possessions,
it's a turnover battle, and especially if your all-pro tacklers are both out. This defensive line. Because a lot of people you know where I'm coming from. A lot of people overlook them because they say, "Oh, we went round 1 and 2 on D ends, and we paid all this money in the defensive line, but we're not getting the sacks that we want to see." But it's so much more than that because just the constant pressure that they bring, it gives the DBs an opportunity to turn the ball over.
Right.
So yeah, they're not getting 8 sacks a game total, but they're in the guy's face the whole time. They're squeezing him in, pushing him out, and then he's making bad throws. So, especially if your tackles are out, Greg Rousseau, he's been good. He's been quiet the last couple of weeks, but he's just a physical beast. You've seen him. He's 6'6", 255, 265, I think. And, he's been really good for us. And then AJ Epinesa, he's super quick. I think he gets off the ball faster than anyone I've seen. And, you got Ed Oliver and Star Lutulele, hopefully, if he's back. So we might be able to bring pressure with just 4. And that'll be huge because, when Trevor Siemian, if he's going to be the quarterback, he's got the veteran experience. Someone's blitzing, so somebody's open.
Right, and he's done a very good job. I'll say that too. He had I think he had 2 picks this past weekend. His first 2 turnovers in the start, so I'm not too concerned about it. I think he does a good job on if he has to take a sack, he'll take it versus forcing something and doing something stupid. So
yeah, definitely, and that's the thing when I think I'm not a defensive coordinator, obviously, but you read the room. So you say, like when you go against Tua, we brought the house to Tua, and then he was out in 4 plays. Because he's not good at calling audibles at the line. He's not good at reading a defense yet. So you could blitz your corners and your safeties, and I'm not worried about him seeing that so quick and making a play. But with Trevor Siemian, if we could bring 4 and not have to take the chance of blitzing a safe or like Jordan Poyer or Teron Johnson, then if we can win with 4. That would be a key right there. But, also you're playing in New Orleans, so, it's going to be live there.
Oh, it's gonna be bonkers in there. It's gonna be
Yeah, I,
bonkers.
I remember earlier before the season started, I was like, we should go to that one.
Yeah, I was thinking about going with my dad, but I ended up getting him tickets to the Giants and the Raiders games. Raider
Nice.
game, I think 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back. We went to that, and then we're gonna be going to the Saints Jets in December. So
Well, that'll be a dominant game, I believe there.
yeah, hopefully
But
that's the
what is
game
what
where
does Neil
they
call it? The prison.
the prison. Anything is inferior to SoFi Stadium because
Oh,
he just got a new stadium. When people have had the same stadiums for decades and decades.
yeah. Well, he's got to share that stadium though, so
Yeah, or he says they're the landlord or whatever that means. You still got to share one.
right. Speaking of Neil, where are they at?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Where the heck are they at?
I thought they'd be in there heckling me by now.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Let me put this out. I'm surprised they're not here
I
yet.
shared it. I was about to say I shared it in some of the groups that I got. So I think
Let's
people have
see.
went in and out. Let's see.
Tune in.
Tune in.
So then, last part of our game coming up. You want to give a score prediction?
I think the Saints are never gonna lose any game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always pick them.
I hear you.
But if everything goes well, if they can move the ball, another thing too is I'm worried about. We don't have a kicker.
Oh, what happened with that?
Will Lutz is on IR. He tore his ab for the season. He messed it. I guess he messed it up in the offseason or something. Something
Oh,
happened,
geez.
and he was supposed to come back with Michael Thomas. When Michael Thomas said he was done for the season, as Will Lutz came the week later and said he's done too. So
Oh, jeez.
we had Brian Johnson. They just released him. He's missed kicks all season long. All season long. I think he missed 3 or 4 kicks in the Titans game. And we lose by 2 points.
Wow.
So it's like kickers have been killing me all season. And the Saints never have that issue. Never have that issue with Will Lutz.
Yeah, I was like, Lutz, he was good.
I forgot what I was about to say.
We're talking about prediction.
Oh, prediction. I'm going to say I feel like this isn't going to be a high scoring game. I don't know. I just feel like it's not going to be.
Because the weird thing with our teams, our teams especially.
Let's see what
You don't know what team you're gonna get. Like 1 week we get 40 points, the next week we get 6. The 1 week you beat the Bucks, then you lose to the Falcons. So it's like we don't know what team we're getting this week.
Let's see what the odds are.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look at it yet.
The odds are Buffalo is 4.5 favorites.
Dang, that's it.
Over under is 46.5. I'm taking that. I'm going under on that.
They don't show us no love anymore.
I would. So you guys are favored to win. -4.5.
Yeah, that's a good one. See,
I'm gonna say what I was gonna say. I was gonna say. I don't know how I'm gonna see the Saints getting 24 points, but I'm gonna say 24-21. I don't know how, but
game winning field goal.
All right, listen. I just bashed the field goal kick in, then put the faith in it. Now I don't think it comes down to it. I think it's just I hope we have the ball last. That's all I hope for.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your prediction here?
Well, I would love. Oh, Kenny comes there. He is 50-0 Buffalo.
50-0.
Now
Buffalo.
that would definitely make me very happy. But yeah, like I said, the way our teams have been, it's so wishy-washy that you don't know if we're going to get the Bills that are going to play mistake-free football, they're going to protect Josh Allen, and we're going to get 40 points in a game. But like you said, I think it's going to be because there's so much on the line for our teams. I think both sides of the ball for each of us are going to come to play.
He said no one circles the wagons.
You got that right, Kenny. You're welcome to come over to this side.
He's praying. He's praying
Oh, I bet.
If we lose, then he's in the hunt still.
Oh,
So
that's right.
yeah, he's still in the hunt if the Saints lose this game.
Yeah.
He's
So
over
I
here. He's
think it's
praying.
gonna be close. I say 28-24 Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna go as far as to say Josh Allen. The game's on his back. Final drive of the game. Touchdown. Touchdown to Diggs also.
No, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I could shout out to Lattimore. My man Lattimore just beat his case. It just came out like literally an hour and a half ago. He beat his case.
Oh, nice. Good
He
job.
got. Well, it's not a good job because he had a loaded gun and everything. So
Oh, wow.
he got a year probation for it. So he
Oh,
didn't
that's
get
not
any
bad.
charges. It got bumped down to a misdemeanor, and I think he comes in this game and he locks up. That's what I need him to have a big game. That's what I need. I need a big game from him.
I'm actually excited to watch them two go because Diggs the alpha too, so
Mhm.
they're gonna be mouthy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of chatter. I
Yeah,
think a
I'm
lot of a
excited for
lot of
that.
people. Well, I don't think they sleep on Lattimore. I think they once they make a play on him, they try to get him all riled up. Every big receiver he's played this season, they've went at him and pushing out. Even the DK game.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you're watching that or not.
I think I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
Every single snap, these two are trying to rip each other's helmets off. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be a good one.
I don't think it'll go that far with them,
No,
but
no, no, it won't.
they'll definitely get heated though. But
But
yeah, I said 28-24 in a nice Thanksgiving game. But speaking on the Thanksgiving games, you might as well talk about the rest of them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lions Bears. Who you got?
I got the Bears. I think Jared Goff is gonna be out again.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the rookie starting again.
yeah. So I'll definitely take the Bears. I think the Bears will win this game.
Here
Um,
comes Phil. The Pats are in first place in the division, baby. Well, we're looking to change that Thursday. If we win, then we're back in first, and then we're gonna have to pray that you guys lose to the Titans. And then Monday night, that's the season's gonna be battling out from here on out. But I'm gonna go with the Lions because I feel so bad for this dang team because they could have beat the Ravens. They lost on a 66-yard field goal.
mhm.
They could have beat the Vikings. They lost on a 55-yard field goal. They lost 13-10 to the Browns. Like they've lost so many games where it's like you wanted to lose that game or something. 'Cause, like they tied
Right.
with the Steelers. Like you had these games so close. And my senior year in football, we went 0-8. So I know what it feels like to go defeated, bro. So I'm picking the Lions. The rookie's gonna have a ball. He's gonna ball out, and it's gonna be a good game though. But I got the Lions getting their first victory,
All right.
and then
Who's the
Cowboys Raiders the next one.
Cowboys Raiders?
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm assuming it's in Dallas.
Nah, I think it might be Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, check that. I'm not too certain actually.
It is. Oh yeah, it's in Dallas. My fault. Yep. Okay. They
Yeah.
got no Amari Cooper, no CD.
Oh, CD's out for good.
CD got a concussion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
I saw Monday that they weren't sure if he was.
there's no way he comes back. If he comes back, that is because his head smacked off the ground about 2 times.
Oh, I
There's
didn't
no.
see any of that game.
Yeah, he had. I think it was like a deflection or something, and it got broken up, and then he whacked his head on the ground, and he was gone for the rest of the game.
That's tough,
So
man. Especially because that game you lost 19-9. So it's like
yeah,
you were out two of your best receivers, but you know. Oh yeah, Kenny said the CD is trending to play.
he's trending to play. They said. Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, it's
That
maybe they thought it was.
he hit the UFC locked up arms and everything. It was I don't know how
Oh
he's gonna
man,
play, man.
that's scary.
So
But you look at the Raiders. We talked about it. They're going through it, dude. They lost a coach. They lost a player to a tragedy. You
right.
know, emotionally, mentally, and physically, this team is just, and they're on a 3-game losing streak, I believe, too.
Yep, they
One
are.
of them being the Giants. So I think, Dallas is going to be more prepared for this game, and they're a better team also. And they're gonna come back after that loss to Kansas City, and I think they're gonna. I want to say I don't want to say 2 scores again because last time I said 2 scores, I gave them bad luck. So the one by 10, the one by 7, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good game though because I think Derek Carr will try to lead his team. Darren Waller might get involved, and but bottom line, Cowboys will win it, and then you got our game. So that's going to be an eventful Thanksgiving.
all right.
Who you got?
I'm gonna take the Cowboys at home. I think there's blood in the water. They just lost to the Chiefs. Everybody's waiting for their downfall.
Oh yeah, they always do.
They're lurking right now. They're lurking. Kenny and Neil being two people that are waiting for them to lose another game. To say I told you so. They can't play against good teams and all that. So the pressure's definitely on for them because now we're gonna see is this the same old Cowboys that start off good and then now they get to the second half of their season and they start dropping game after game after game. And then they go to the old reliable NFC East 8-8, 9-8,
Yeah,
one game above 500, just like the rest of that whole division does every single year. So
it's time for them to show someone.
yeah, I think the Cowboys definitely gonna try to put a show on. It's gonna be Thanksgiving too, so I definitely see them winning. And then Dak has to have a much better game. He played really really bad.
Yeah, yeah, and that game against Kansas City, it's like it was still there for you to win, and I thought they could win. I said 2 scores, and
Right.
and it's funny because now here comes all the Chiefs like you counted us out, and now we beat Jordan Love and by 6, and then we beat the Cowboys by 10. We're back, and it's like at the same time, you can say that about any team.
Right.
If we win the next 2 games, nobody's gonna say that about us. Everyone's gonna be like, nah, they got lucky. Patriot, Bill Belichick, didn't get enough sleep last night or something. They'll make up some excuse why not give the Bills credit for coming back after a couple losses. But Phil, don't say that. don't wish that in existence.
A tie.
I've
That
never seen
was
it.
shit. I'll take that.
I never.
I can say the Bills didn't beat us. You feel me?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So. But
It's
I
weird.
think there's no clear cut best team either. I think we were in the first 4 or 5 weeks, and there were so many teams. Well, there was like 2 teams that everybody was saying is the best,
Oh yeah.
and those teams are just not it right now.
Yeah. I mean,
So
look at this for example. Before we lost to the Colts, we were the 2 seed. After the loss, we're the 7 seed. We win Thursday, we're the 3 seed. That's how great because the Chiefs are the 4 seed right now, and we got the tiebreaker, so
right,
we'll be in the 3 seed, and then New England's going to be in the 7 seed or the 6 because we got the division wins on them, so we'll both be 7-4, and then they'll be back in the wild card. That goes to show even the 1 seed still up for grabs for the 7 seed.
right.
Titans are 8-3. We're 6-4. The Pats are 7-4. The Chiefs are 7-4. The Ravens are 7-3. Thoughts on the Bills' wins this season? Do you mean as far as what we're going to finish with, Phil?
Yeah, you guys are the 7th seed right now.
Yep. And the problem is
New Orleans is 7th right now.
the two teams in the hunt, the Steelers and the Colts, both beat us. So we gotta definitely these next 2 games are must win, bro. I'm sorry.
If you lose, you're out of it.
Exactly.
Well, out of the picture, not
Right,
out of
yeah,
the playoffs
yeah, no, I know what you
completely.
mean.
But oh man, this is gonna be crazy.
Okay, Phil, I see what you mean. Well,
I think
we handled the Dolphins twice, the Jets once so far, so that's the 3 division wins. But like I said last time, the score, yeah, we dominated them, but division games are always tough regardless. And when you can come out and beat your division opponents, I think we have 9 division wins in a row. No matter who it is, it's tough. And then, as John says here, Dolphins could win out. They're on a 3-game win streak, and they don't have a too tough schedule. I don't think. I think they might have one more like pretty tough game, so it's possible. But then we beat the Texans 40-0, and I was at that game. It was super fun, And now they beat the Titans, but you guys know what I said. It's a week-to-week league, so we looked really good.
Week to week. You heard him,
Yep, we
Phil.
looked really good in those games that we won, and even that Titans game, we didn't play terrible at all. We had the game-winning drive right there, So we were a couple yards away from being at that time we would have been 5-1, and then maybe you don't lose to the Jags after that because maybe that tough heartbreaking loss after you're on a 4-game win streak, really hit them hard, and then they were like didn't have that fire after, because that's one thing I noticed is they kind of lost that, like somebody said they were at the game and they were behind the bench, and before the game even started, the only person trying to like get people riled up was Diggs. Instead, everybody else was just like, yeah, I play football. Like you're a professional athlete, but you're about to get smacked by this team. Like Diggs is the only person trying to get you guys riled up. Like, why aren't you riled up right now?
Let me ask you something. Since we kind of wrapping up a little bit. I was watching some videos, and there was this one video I came across. There was like probably 2 or 3 of them actually. Do you feel like the NFL is scripted?
I started thinking some similar to that year when Peyton Manning set all the quarterback records in a season, and they played Seattle and they lost like 42-7 in the Super Bowl, and he did terrible, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And then you start. My buddy, I don't think he's in here, but when the Chiefs were 2-4, I said I could see something where they get on a win streak, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we're back like we never left," back to the Super Bowl, revenge against Tom Brady, and then you got the first Super Bowl team to host the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They host the Super Bowl and they win it. So, I mean, Brady's the best quarterback to ever play. But I started thinking like that. I was just like, come on, you're not even trying to hide it now. Like, but I don't think it's 100% scripted like some people do. But like, look at that playoff game where that dude got smacked and there was no PI. Like, you got to be dumb to not call that play.
You feel me? Like it just there's just certain moments in games where it leaves you puzzled, man.
Right. Like
really, really puzzled.
I don't want to. Part of me doesn't want to think that's true.
Yeah.
But then it's hard
because you got pure fandom. You want to keep it pure. You don't want to be like, oh my goodness.
Because at the same time, I'm like, if it's rigged, why does nobody want the Bills to win it for once? Like if it's rigged, let's win. But no, they got the NFL's got their darlings. Mahomes and Brady. I'm iffy. Because I've seen flashes of like, there's no way.
Like things just don't. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and then, it seems like it happens to you guys every year. That push off with Rudolph. They never called that push off, and then you're like, "Come on, dude! Like you reviewed it and everything."
I had a moment, bro. I'm not gonna lie. In the Buccaneers game, we put 75 points combined in 2 games against the Bucs in the regular season. 75 combined points. Then Drew Brees gets to the playoffs 4 years in a row and does the same thing. I was getting to the point where I thought he is Paul Crew. Yeah, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. And it's just like, bro, like, Drew, like you go through the whole season 70% completion rate, and you get into the playoffs, and it just disappears. I don't get it. But I don't know, man. I don't want to believe it. But part of me is like, it questions a lot of stuff,
Yeah. Let me just tell you this.
Kenny, save it, bro. Save it.
Let me just say this: if Brady and Mahomes or either one are back in the Super Bowl this year, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
He ain't say nothing. Nothing.
That's it. But yeah, that's crazy. But while we're getting close to wrapping up here, Taysom Hill signed that big, massive contract, 4 years, guaranteed is a guaranteed 40 with the possibility of 95 mil.
Yep.
And I don't know too much about it, so I wanted to ask you before I got your thoughts on it. When it says by depending on position, does it mean like if he plays quarterback 20 snaps this one game and then he plays receiver 10 snaps that game, it's added separately like that, or does he have to play quarterback more? How does
Yeah,
that?
so it's a 4 year between 40 and 95. I wanted to get the exact details, and it's 23 guaranteed, no matter
Okay.
no matter what, I believe.
Right.
But pretty much he would have to pretty much be named the starter. And then that's when pretty much the contract would activate, which is like crazy. Like I don't know what Mickey Loomis is doing, but he's pulling some wizardry for the offseason or something. I think that's what this is for, because this doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm completely lost. You still got to sign Marcus Williams. He's a Pro Bowl caliber safety, and I just don't understand this once again. Because if we lose him, like we lost Von Bell and Trey Henderson, I might be applying for another team, man.
Another team.
Because
Yeah.
I've had it up to here with them letting go of good, especially defensive players. Like let the offensive skill guys, they can go. You can send them wherever they can be replaced. But the defense, we need defense. But
I hear you. That is frustrating. Seahawks, it's our year, 2021. Russell is a GOAT. I think Russell is a GOAT, but I'm sorry, my friend. Seahawks, it's not their year this year. But maybe next year.
yeah,
You know,
so pretty much what another reason why they did that too is I was reading here is there's a 9 million dead cap hit when his contract pretty much ends. So that's why they extended him to prevent it from that cap hitting.
oh, okay,
So
right. So do you think it's too much? You know, how do
no,
you feel about that?
I know, like I said, I think it's Mickey Loomis trying to get around something, for just preparing for the future. Because
Right, I hear you.
I don't know the full breakdown yet. I don't think that's come out yet, to where you can see what the numbers really look like per year. But I guarantee it's probably something where he's stretching it out longer, and
Mhm.
then he'll say, "Hey, you're gonna get most of it on sign in, so we don't have to count this towards anything." And then
Right.
the
They
yearly
did
salary will be low.
they did that with Diggs. They gave part of his salary as a signing bonus so then we could have more cap space and
Right.
you know, he's actually he should be getting paid more, but you know, he's been cool. You know, he understands that, you know, what we're trying to build here. Josh's contract is going to hit next year. But when
He's
you were
due.
just
He's
to
due.
throw it out there, you were speaking.
He's
Oh, go
definitely
ahead.
due for a bigger contract once he gets done with this one.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah.
What he's only 27?
Yes, yeah, I think he's 27, 28 years old.
Yeah, so
No, maybe
he's due for
26.
another.
20, yeah, 27. 20, I think he's
Yeah.
27. Yeah, he's got some years left. He's got some good years left.
What were you about to say?
Um, when you mentioned how like you let people go, and then like now they turn like Hendrickson's he's having like a career season in Cincinnati, isn't he? And and then
Yeah, Trey Henderson. Yep, Von Bell.
yeah,
Like you go down like the people like you have Brendan Cooks. The Saints had him. Like he's right there. Like they had him. Could have had him and Michael Thomas at the same exact time, but you don't.
yeah, I hear you.
It doesn't happen like that, you know. So
Yeah. So
um,
before we answer that question, Baker, I'm just gonna say that little piece quick. So speaking because what you said about those guys letting them go,
mhm.
we had a Jordan Phillips. He was a D tackle in 2019. He had like it was about 10 sacks. It was 9 or 10 sacks.
Is he with Seattle?
No, he's with the Arizona now.
Oh, he's with Arizona. Okay,
But
okay.
his contract year, he got 10 sacks. He was nobody before he came to Buffalo. Like he was great with us, but he didn't have a name yet.
Right.
And then Shaq Lawson, you know Shaq Lawson,
Mm-hmm.
he was a bum, and then his contract year, he got 6.5 sacks, and he was doing good. They both were asking for 30+ mil. So our GM was like, that's too much. We have other plans. Go ahead and test a free agency. You look at Jordan Phillips' stats now; he's barely on the field. Shaq Lawson, he got traded 3 times in the past 2 years. He's
Right.
on the Dolphins, the Jets, and he's having trouble finding a home. So we got lucky with that aspect. Whereas you guys, you gave away, you let some guys go, and now they're doing better. But I'm lucky. We're lucky for that. But
Yeah, I think like with the Saints too, I think they do a phenomenal job. So
okay, I love you.
yeah, I do. They do a phenomenal job with like scouting and everything. Their drafts, I feel like they've done a good job over the past 4 years. Even 2017 draft class was one of the best, I think. With Lattimore, Remchek, you had Marcus Williams, you had all those guys in that one class. So and you had AK.
Yep.
He was
a late round too.
Yeah, third rounder. So it was a good draft class.
So Baker wants us to talk on Cam. Do we think he'll do much with the Panthers? And then he's busting my chops. He's saying they got 7 rounds left. He got it.
No, I think with Cam, everybody was screaming for him to come back. I think he's a huge personality. That's why people gravitate to him. They can relate to him. He's pretty transparent on his social media and his videos and everything. I think that's what people love about like those type of players, where they're transparent. They're being themselves. They don't seem like they're a robot or on an assembly line when they're in the league. Like they're not robotic and everything. He's himself. Right. But me personally, when Jameis Winston got hurt, there's people like, yo, Saints should get Cam Newton. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but you don't watch football enough. You can't plug in Cam Newton into Sean Payton's offense.
No.
Because there's already a guy that does what he does already. It's Taysom Hill. So now we're giving money to Taysom Hill. Why would we sign Cam Newton when Cam Newton could do both jobs, play actual quarterback, and it doesn't make sense. So like a lot of people are screaming for any team to get him, but you don't watch that given team and what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? So like it was a perfect marriage for him to go back to in Carolina, I think, because they're already familiar. I think he's there for part of the year, and then he got released, right? With Matt Rule, I think his first year.
No. It was he got released that year when Rivera left. He didn't take him with him.
Oh,
and he didn't want to go to Washington, so he didn't play. And then New England picked him up.
Yeah. So and even with his offense is pretty much similar. You see Sam Darnold at the beginning of the season, he was running too. Like they're a design run. So Cam Newton fits perfect in there. He's 1-1 right now. He beat the Cardinals. Cardinals were beat up, so I don't take any seriousness in that win, to be honest. And then he just lost to Washington. Was it last week or Sunday?
Yeah, so, but it was a 1-point game, I think.
1-point game. You just lost to your backup of a backup when you were there. He was there, wasn't he? There, he was on the Panthers, wasn't he? Heineke.
Yeah.
So, like, you lost to your backup of your backup.
That's true.
And the head-to-head matchup. So,
hey Freeman, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming by. But I like when you look at Cam in New England, it just doesn't work. Like I think Cam's best fit was Carolina, to go back to Carolina, and it's funny how he can just, what has he got? He had 2 touchdowns the first game and 2 or 3 the second game. It's like you can not play for so long and then just come out and play at the highest level. Like I think that's pretty impressive. But 1-1, they beat up a beat up Cardinals team, but you imagine him and McCaffrey together in the backfield. That's like it's gonna be a scary matchup. But
CMC is back and everything like that, man. And now this gives me incentive, man. They lost. I think the Saints went to Carolina and they lost. And they played the Panthers late in the season. Cam is back, so I might have to take that flight down to New Orleans to go watch that game now. Cam is back. Hopefully, if CMC is trending to play in that week, I might go to that game. I'm not going to lie.
That's a good game to go to. And, I think did McCaffrey get hurt again? Because I thought he came back last week.
Yeah, he was in last week. I don't know if he got hurt. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Yeah, he's just banged up. He's hard to. Oh, did you see that that touchdown by the left tackle yesterday?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they well, it's funny because Daniel Jones was getting blown up the whole entire game. Like Like it was like watching the Bills play, but worse, like with offensive line play. So there's 35 people in his face, and he just like throws the ball like 50 feet in the air, and all you see is this line left tackle. He jumps, high points the ball, and he falls in the end zone. It's 10-10. I was like, the Giants.
So wait, so he was a eligible receiver?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
But
So
I turned the game on when he threw that pick to the defensive lineman on the screen to Saquon. I just don't understand it. Like I know he saw that his lineman was there,
yeah,
and why are you throwing the ball to him? Like those mistakes, bro. Like his time is ticking over there. And you can already see today they got rid of Garrett. So
yeah, I think they got rid of Garrett because then the coach is next. But to be honest, when you look at the Giants when they started, like yeah, they're not the best team,
right.
but they've lost their best linebacker. They've had injuries on the offense the whole year. Their whole offensive line is trashed and injured. So
Right.
it's like, how do they expect Daniel Jones to develop when he can't make a throw where he's just not pressured,
Right.
and then he makes those decisions, and
He
so
gets, he
it's just
gets
a
he
shame. You
gets
see
me
those,
he gets me so frustrated because he plays like this like hot garbage every time I watch him. Then he goes into New Orleans and goes for 450 all-purpose yards. Like I just don't get it. I
that's
don't.
that,
I just like why couldn't you have that bum game like you did last night against the Saints?
that's what I'm saying. Because watch,
What did he
with
say?
my
He
luck,
said, "Do you watch Manning Mondays?" Yeah, I watch that. I think that's a great element. Because I know those big media companies. They see people in Twitter, Facebook saying, "Get rid of these garbage commentators," and they said, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do." And then you get the two brothers going at it, cracking jokes. It's pretty funny when Eli is talking about his big ass, Peyton's big ass head. It's funny as hell.
oh, there here Neil finally chimes in. Hour and 6 minutes in.
He said both teams suck. You
Manning
suck.
Monday is the best thing I've ever seen. I haven't watched it mainly because I'm mad because they say the Manning curse. Every player that's gone on there on Monday, the following week they've all lost,
Oh yeah, he.
and that's when we lost to the Jags.
Listen,
So
Tom Brady went on there. He was like, "Yeah, I gotta go to New Orleans," and I just he was playing. He's playing it real because the other teams he was talking trash about. He was like, "Well, we're gonna see. Well, we're gonna see."
yeah.
Then he went in and got shellacked in New Orleans.
Neil says IBTE better than Manning Monday. Shout out to IBT, man. That's a fact. Draymond broke the curse. That don't count. It's not football.
He's just saying anything at this point.
Oh
Oh
man.
man,
Oh, what was it?
he said Freeman. He said
It
something
was
about
that.
Freeman.
It was that. Oh, Freeman's the guy, the dude. He was some guy that one of our good friends that we served with. So he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
Freeman," because I mentioned him.
oh, okay.
But so it was that the left tackle touchdown. We
Mhm.
talked about Cam. There was one other thing I wanted to say, but it just slipped my head. It just slipped my head. Was there anything else you saw this week with football?
What do you think about the Bucks?
Well,
They're sitting at 7-3, but
yeah, I
a
mean
real generous 7-3.
that's true.
I
will
don't think
say,
I don't think that they're that good.
no, they definitely don't look like last year. I'll say that for sure. But that goes back to what we said earlier. No team has really separated this year.
Right.
So it's hard to. I guess we'll have to wait until a couple weeks away from playoffs.
He said LeBron. Yeah, he paid for it. He's over $250,000 and he got suspended again. So
That's
LeBron,
crazy.
LeBron definitely. He said the Bucks are playing like a 0-10 team.
No, he said. Oh yeah, is that what you're talking about, Baker? Oh yeah, Grant came back. He had some nice plays. Yeah, he did. And when we got to play the Bucks in 3 weeks, and when Tom Brady was in New England, guess what his record was against the Buffalo Bills?
I don't know.
35-3. So watching Grant come back and Brady still being Brady, and we're about to play the Bucks, I'm like, man, I don't want to see that crap again. Like,
Because you know he's gonna go to the old film.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
nothing's
If it's anybody-
really changed.
AFC
It's just
teams beat up
that
on each other.
your team, just your individual players got better.
Yeah, and it's just watching. It's a lot easier to like Brady now that he's not a Patriot. I will say, but just years and years of just getting beat by the same dude, and you're like, yeah, we're never getting first place, and then now we're finally in that position where we can write our own destiny, and then now we're in the spot we're in. But that goes what John said. AFC teams would beat up on each other. That's what it's been like all year. It seems like
Yeah, and it's gonna be crazy.
there's 9 or 10 teams that have a winning record. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Looking at an updated injury report from earlier. Mark Ingram was limited and Armstead was limited, so that's good news.
Was it an upgrade or was it DNP and then limited?
Yeah, he was DNP yesterday, and then
he'll probably be playing then.
Yeah, so
then I'll add him to my guys to look out for because he's a tank.
Yeah, we definitely. If anything, we can miss Armstead our rim check, but Armstead, man, need him.
Yeah, Lions huge, dude, and like people like to. Somebody mentioned today on another Bills podcast. They said Chris Sims said that we need another elite receiver. Why? You can't block. It doesn't matter. Like you win at the trenches regardless of who you got on your offense. If the defensive line is better than your offensive line, it's gonna be hard for you to win. If you don't win up front,
he said Seahawks are a laughing stock. Yeah, listen, bro. There was I don't know, like I don't really believe like the fan bases for teams. I've been checking the Saints Twitters and things like that and the replies. And today I saw nothing but they're like rumor is Loomis is clearing space for Russell Wilson. I said I looked at it. I said don't do this to me. I'm not even gonna That's way too far ahead.
Fans will say anything, bro. You know that.
Yeah, they're going crazy in the replies on Twitter. I said there's no way in hell that's even possible.
Like someone else said, "Oh, Philip Lindsay's gonna be released. Should we pick him up?"
He's gonna be. He's pretty much the same level as the other two.
Yeah,
you wouldn't get better.
You still can't block.
He had one solid season with the Broncos.
Exactly,
and it was by accident.
All your first round picks for the next 5 years, and you can have Russ.
What?
That's some Rams trade.
Yeah, the Saints draft way too well for that.
The Rams don't got a first round draft pick till 2065.
Yeah, the Rams don't know how to draft over there, so they said what they'll say. They got Jared Goff and said we're never doing this again.
Yeah, that's tough though, man. Like not having a first round draft pick or a second round draft pick for a couple of years, like it's gonna be interesting, Neil. How do you feel about the Rams' chance of winning it all?
Delusional. Bad losses by teams that you're gonna have to see again.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
That's a scary indicator, regardless of whatever part of the season it is. And I'm tired of hearing about trap games. It's an excuse for your team getting their ass whooped. I never even heard that term until this season.
What, trap game?
Yeah, like I've never heard that.
Oh, they say it all the time in our community.
Yeah,
like so that when we lost to the Jags, they're like, oh, the Dolphins could be another trap game.
It's almost like they're treating it as, all right, we got a bye week, and then the NFL says 2 hours before kickoff, you gotta hurry up and get on the bus and go play. Exactly. That's making like you prepare for the game, regardless.
Lawrence talks all this shit when I'm not on the podcast.
You're right here. Listen, I let you talk it down into a spiral. Like that's what IBT Sports is. It's for you, bro. It's your platform.
Neil, did you want to come on?
No, don't bring him on. I'm immediately leaving.
Yeah, we got another time for Neil. But yeah, man, it's like for me, we're on the same thinking level. I don't care if it's the Lions. I don't care if it's the Rams or the Bucks. These are the best football players in the absolute world. And people say, "Oh, it's a trap game." No, it's not a trap game. They can play their best game, and you can
Right.
play a bad game. But because they're elite players, they may be 0-8. Neil, it's okay. Who you guys got this week anyway?
It's a
He's still
trap
in
game.
that.
It's a trap game. If they lose, it's because they just came off a bye week. That's what is gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
it's amazing.
I love that the people say anything. It's just there's no such thing as a trap game. In my opinion, it's just these are games. You gotta beat who's on your schedule. You don't control it, and week to week, babe. I gotta make like Phil said. I gotta make a shirt for that week to week.
Bro, like I told you, they killed me for saying that.
I'm surprised they don't think that.
No, it's because I say it. So it's okay for you to
Oh.
say it,
Oh.
but anytime I say something, it's got to be just complete nonsense. They're like, that doesn't make any sense. Like I literally, if you go back to some of the pods, I could like literally show you where I'm like week to week, and they're like, what does that mean? You don't believe in your team? And I'm like, nah, I'm thinking about this week only. That's it.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think our team could beat anybody, but I also am realistic to know that everyone's due for a bad day, and someone's due for a great
He
day.
said Green Bay in Green Bay. Yeah, they just lost to the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers is about to go off on you.
And then Baker says, "Are the Chiefs back in business?" What do you think?
I think I wasn't really. I don't think. No, you could probably correct me. I don't think I was really bashing them. I just said it was like bad that they're losing. But I wasn't saying they're done for the season or anything like that. Because like at the end of the day, like you're gonna have to still guard those guys. And here we have Tyreek Hill. He was routing them up this Sunday.
Yeah.
Routing them up. So he's running every route. He's running ins, outs, hitches, all of that. So
Yeah.
like it was bound to happen, and you can see them. They're starting to run the ball more. They're starting to run those more simple plays, versus just trying to take money shots all day. So
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I was kind of just enjoying the fact that they were losing because of what they did to us in the championship. And I don't like their fan. I hate their fan base. You know that. I said that last time. I hate their fan base, but just like us, they're still
Yeah.
that team. Whether they got 4 losses, 2 losses, 8 losses, they're still that team that's there.
right,
They went to the Super Bowl with this team. And
yeah,
I don't think they're as good as they were last year, but I don't think they ever were done for at all. Because I knew the Broncos would come down to earth. The Raiders
Yeah.
always come down to earth, and then I thought the Chargers would win the division,
right.
but
And now here we are. We were saying that the Chargers were going to win it at the beginning, and after week 5, and the Chiefs are leading them right now. So
well, the Chargers did beat them once, so
Yeah.
they had that tiebreaker.
Right.
So if they can beat them twice, that's huge.
well,
But
the Chargers had their bye. I don't think the Chiefs have yet. Did they?
they got it this week, the Chiefs.
Oh, okay, good. So depending on what happens, if the Chargers go out and win, then shout out to Austin Eckler, man. That
Yeah,
boy
he-
is a beast. Fantasy. I got him in both 2 leagues. Hit me with a 42 this week, and I needed it.
Oof.
Needed it, man.
Speaking of fantasy, Kenny mentioned Dynasty League. I'm in a Dynasty League also.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody proposed this trade to me. Let me know what you think. I accepted it also.
Well, before you say this, Neil's probably gonna be like, Lawrence doesn't know how to trade. All he does is cheat in fantasy leagues.
And then he says it makes no sense. You're a week-to-week fan.
Yeah, like you see what I'm saying? Like
No,
I
Neil,
can't say it, but anybody else can. They just give me a hard time. That's all it is.
All week-to-week means it's a player thing. It's not for us. It's the players sometimes have a bad week. I think they're going to win every week. So they better start playing better then. It makes sense. Stop. It makes sense. But so the trade was.
He said it makes no sense. he's stupid. Go ahead. What was the trade?
It was I get Derrick Henry, DK Metcalf, and he's a young receiver on your team. I forgot his name.
Deontay Harris.
Yeah, I think so. And then I traded Kyle Pitts Terry McLaurin, and I think AJ Dillon. So I was like, I
don't
don't,
know.
because Dynasty, it's future, it's a future thing, it's a long game. So I was like, oh, Henry will be back next year. So I got Henry, Metcalf, and then this guy from New Orleans pans out super well. Then
His role is increasing. And I think he's gonna be a big part in the game this Thursday too against you guys. To stretch the field and everything like that. He's that guy that can run and is fast. So I don't know, but I honestly don't know. I don't know too much about the like landscape of Dynasty, like to where it'd be like, okay, that's a good trade to do. So what is Dynasty exactly? Like you get to keep the team, you play a
so
regular season, and then you keep that exact team the following season.
basically, so you got, so say it's me, you, Neil, and Kenny.
Yeah.
We start You start the year with us four. You draft your team normal, like a normal fantasy,
Okay.
but you want to draft young because the next draft year you just get rookies. So when the new rookies come out, those are the only people you can draft from. So say you pick Tom Brady as your quarterback. He retires next year. You don't have a quarterback.
Oh, so this is almost like Connected Franchise in Madden.
Yeah, so
In a sense.
you want to be as young as possible because it's a long game.
Oh.
So I mean, you could draft old and win this year, but then when they all retire, you got to either pick up scrubs from the that are just left out there, and then or draft them.
Wow.
You know, and then you got 10 spots on your bench. You got 10 spots in a taxi squad, and the taxi squad is just like people like Trey Lance. So a rookie who may not be ready to start or play at all. So you put them in there, they're protected, but as soon as you activate them from taxi squad to regular game, you can't put them back in the taxi squad. And
Oh
that's
wow.
I did that this year because Trey Lance was starting, and it's a quarterback flex also. So I'm like, oh, I'll put Trey Lance, and I got Baker Mayfield and Trey Lance. So
Yeah, he's definitely not ready to play.
no, I mean he's
Yeah.
good. I served in the army with a guy who's his uncle. So
Oh wow.
when he was at the draft, and he took a picture with Greg Rousseau, the guy we drafted. I was like, oh, and he's a Pats fan, so I was like, oh, you're still lucky, dude. And then he got to the 49ers. I mean, that's super cool. And yeah, he'll be good eventually, but it's okay to sit too. But Dynasty League's fun. If you
Either
haven't,
you like your team always or you fake. What you mean? What does that mean?
he thinks if you say week to week, it means you think your team's gonna lose and you hate them.
No, it just means that I'm not looking forward all the way to the Super Bowl and being delusional.
You can't be 17-0. You know,
Yeah.
every year you can't. Every team can't be 17-0.
Yeah, like that's what that means. It means that the Bills are this week and I want the Saints to win. I'm not even worried about the Cowboys next week. I'm not about to be like, I need boom, 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 boom. It's like, especially when your team's lost 3 games in a row, you can't be nothing but a week to week fan. Like, yeah, exactly, Phil. Here we go. But
That's
I don't
funny.
know, man.
You
Yeah,
got any
this is
final thoughts, my man?
uh man, nothing right now. I just hope the Saints don't turn the ball over, and I hate that we gotta send you to the 9 seed, man. I hate this. I hate to see it, bro. Like, like it's unfortunate. The guy sent you
Yeah.
to the 9 seed, 2 games behind the Patriots.
Don't-
Because everybody's talking about the Patriots are done for. That's crazy. So if y'all lose and pending everybody else wins, you guys would drop to 9. Did you guys play the Browns yet?
We don't play them.
You don't play them. I wonder if you. I think you guys would have to tie over them. Let me see.
So here's our thing, dude. We have a bunch of conference losses. We have 4 conference losses.
No, you guys would get it. You guys would get it if the Browns. The Browns. No. Oh, you guys. Oh, they didn't have their bye yet.
Phil said, "Run that division back 1 year rental."
1 year rental.
We'll see, my man. We'll see.
Hey, listen. And if the Saints, I was gonna say the Saints need this because I need them to sit at the 6th seed for a while versus the 7th. 7th is too close for comfort. It's
No,
close
I
right
hear
now.
you.
It's close right now anyway. So
Yeah.
and the Saints have a favorable schedule at the end. They got the Falcons and everything like that. So
Neil said Phil's the worst sports mind to ever talk in public.
yeah, they be giving him hell, man. Phil, they don't.
I feel like the next pod's gonna be wild.
Yeah, it probably is. We're taking this week off and everything. So
Yeah.
everybody Neil, go create memories, man. Take pictures for Thanksgiving, bro.
I want to see the pictures on the next pod, Neil.
Yeah, because you're killing me, bro.
You gotta be taking pictures. Yeah, man. This next month, we got Pats, Bucks, Pats. What was Colts, Colts, Saints. So Saints, Pats, Bucks, Pats. So, and then you finish the year with like the Jets, the Panthers, and the Falcons.
Right.
So this next 4 games, if the Rams lose, I'm coming for blood. We'll see, Neil.
You'll find the excuse. I'm sure of it. But yeah, we got Saints ending the season with Bills, Cowboys, Jets, Bucks, Dolphins, Panthers, and Falcons.
There's some winnable games
Yeah, it's some winnable games, but
in this week-to-week league.
you got divisional games, so those are always tough.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
and even the division isn't really out of reach, is it?
no, it's not. We're I think 2 games behind behind them. Let me see. I think we're 2.
And you play them one more time, so
We're technically 2 games behind them.
that's why like right now it's huge for both teams. Like
Yeah.
Rams hardest remain. No, they don't.
He
The
said
hardest
what?
remaining schedule.
That's unfortunate.
But Neil, I still bet you $1,000 that the Rams win at least 10 games.
They're 7-3. Oh yeah. Well, no, they do not. Do they have Is it remaining, or are you talking about the total? Because here it says the Seahawks have the hardest schedule in the league. At 0.582. That's what they say. But he might be talking about remaining. So,
Maybe.
what about you? Any last thoughts, man?
What's that?
Said any last thoughts for you?
Oh no, man! I really appreciate you coming on. I had a blast.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for coming on. Drop a thumbs up in the chat, guys. Don't forget to check out IBT Network. They do more than just sports. I listen to them while I'm at work. Gets me through the day. Check them out. Neil, thanks for coming. All you guys, thanks for coming in. Share, like the video. Show some love and support. I dropped IBT Network's link in the description. Keep an eye out for. Oh yeah, when's your next video you're gonna be posting and uploading?
What for the sports?
For anything.
Yeah, well, sports is live every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, on the network page. So at IBT Sports, on all platforms, at IBT Network on all platforms also. We got 2 separate pages for everything. To keep it a little uniform. So, but we just had a video come out today. Nil's 7-song playlist. Play 7 songs for me, see which ones I like. And then I got one for myself where I picked 7 songs for him. From some artists. That's going to be coming out next week. So
Good looks. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for the support, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channels. We're gonna keep pumping out content for you. Thanks for coming in. Have a great night.
good.